From the Taylor Telecom Weather Center, your Storm Alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Caiden Dinkins.
This is going to continue off towards the Stevens area, not looking for much signs of weakening, unfortunately. As you can see here towards Bayard, though, that is where we're starting to see that storm pass. So y'all probably had a lot of rainfall there. Now it's getting a little bit more quiet, thank goodness. But now this storm is continuing to head off towards the eastern area, Stevens and Breckenridge. Cisco, you're likely getting some of that heavier rain now, and it is radar indicated by velocity, wind shear, and also that hook on the radar here. So we'll be paying close attention to that, but it is now kind of again leveled itself out here. We're not seeing this red go too far into the screen, which is showing that velocity, that nice turn of rotation there, mainly just saying kind of edged up, which still means very strong winds. It was cold enough this morning and most of this afternoon to actually even see some snow flurries and some sleet across the area. The one unfortunate thing about this for our area today is it probably could have made it to the ground if it hadn't been so dry on the surface. We were slightly too warm through the surface and a little too dry this afternoon, but you probably could have looked up at certain points today and seen a few flurries falling. Flash flooding could be very possible in many places over the next 24 hours. So let's get into what we're going to see. We have that dry line here, which creates a lift, but we're also going to get a cold front today that's also going to create a lift. By around 2 o'clock, we're going to start to see storms forming off towards the west. Then they're going to continue as this front continues to dip down. We're going to really need to pay attention to where this front kind of stays. You can kind of see it here just trailing across our northern counties, and as those storms begin to form off of that cold front, they're likely to become more severe, especially through Wednesday early morning. So we'll have to pay attention to that there. Make sure you have 2 ways to receive alerts. We're going to warm up today. That's going to also increase those chances for severe risk, getting to those mid to upper 80s this afternoon.
Texas meteorologist Caiden Dinkins visited a local elementary school to teach kids about the weather. The science class at Stafford Elementary School was shown wonderful slides to help break down elements of weather events. Using live demonstrations, they got to learn about the weather, climate, and safety.
Were you able to catch a glimpse of the northern lights on Tuesday evening, November the 11th? Well, you might have another chance if you didn't catch them last night for tonight, November 12th. Let's talk about it. I'm Texas Storm Alert Chief Meteorologist Caiden Dinkins. Many images like this one were seen all across the southern U.S., including West Texas, which is where we are. We're in Abilene, Texas, and many people across our area and even surrounding counties caught glimpses of the red hues across the sky, and some people even saw some green in there as well. Why in southern states were we seeing more of a red color rather than some people who were seeing green, blue, purple, and red? Well, that's because of the way that the magnetic energy interacts with the gases in our atmosphere, and it has to do with where those gases are in certain layers. So we're seeing it a lot further away here in the southern U.S., which means we're seeing that interacting with a lot of oxygen particles further up in the atmosphere. As we get a bit lower, you're getting into that green and blue color. The reason we're able to see these northern lights further down south and even across the U.S. in general is because of geomagnetic storms. The really strong geomagnetic storms we're seeing this time around rather than the last time we saw these northern lights is due to CMEs. CMEs are coronal mass ejections, which is tons of plasma being ejected from the sun and interacting with the Earth's magnetic field. Which brings us to the very strong geomagnetic storms, which in turn causes the auroras to get more active and can be seen from even further away. Last night's storm actually reached the G4 levels, and tonight we're potentially even seeing stronger levels within these storms, but timing is going to be key. This storm for November 12th today on Wednesday is likely to come through the afternoon time, but since it's so strong, it could linger all the way through the evening, making it visible tonight when the lights are dark and the sun is down. Here's a look at tonight's forecast, which extends all the way through most of the northern states, and it has a low probability of being seen, but like we saw last night, a lot of these lights can even extend further down into the southern states. So tonight, there is still a chance that we could see the northern lights again. Yeah.
What were you thinking?
I thought I was going to die. As many of our Texas viewers may remember, our news station was destroyed by severe weather on June 8th. Now, 6 months later, we're back at the station to take a deeper look at the damage and the cause. This is the exact spot I was standing 6 months ago, just seconds, even maybe a minute before the station was destroyed by severe weather. What was once rumored to be a tornado was actually determined by the National Weather Service to be a microburst with up to 90-mile-an-hour winds. A microburst occurs when hail and rain within the storm evaporates, which then cools the air and it becomes more dense. The denser air drops quickly to the ground in a localized area, then spreads out when it hits the ground. Microbursts are brief, hard to predict, and can cause similar damage to a tornado without the rotation. In our real-life scenario here at the station, the microburst likely hit somewhere in this parking lot area, enough to lift this carport out of the ground and then smack into this 200-foot tall tower that is held by guide wires. And then those guide wires slammed into our building. These guide wires that are on the back of our building are what caused the most damage to our garage. The garage collapsed down after the tension of the guide wires hit it, and then just 50 feet behind this garage is where Mark and I were in the station. I didn't think I was gonna get emotional, but I mean, looking at it, I mean, it's the building that we all got to be in. It's where I started my job. It just puts it into perspective. I don't really like to think about it that often, but when I do, it definitely is. It's a bit harder. It does bring back a lot of memories. I spent a lot of really early mornings at this building and met a lot of my best friends at this building. And I mean, we're still our station, absolutely, but you can't bring back everything that happened in there. From here to ACU and now the Enterprise Building, no matter where we are, K-Texas will continue to bring the latest across the big country. Good Tuesday evening. This afternoon warmed up quite a bit into those low to mid 70s, especially further down to the southeast, warming up a little bit further. Out west, though, already starting to see the effects of a cold front across the area. You can kind of see it in that Lubbock area, and it will be completely through the area by tomorrow. Waking up tomorrow in those low 40s, even some places up north that will get kind of a taste of that cooler air quicker, could only make it into those upper 30s, and Lubbock looking to make it to freezing out west. And again, this is all thanks to that front that is coming through overnight tonight into tomorrow. By tomorrow, we'll stay mostly sunny, and then we're going to start to get some cloud cover back towards the end of the week. So that's going to be one of the first major changes of this week. Then we're going to see another change towards this weekend. We have another system that's going to be forming off to our west and pushing through. Ahead of Friday, we're getting lots of moisture across the area and lots of cloud cover. So that could mean good potential for some rain chances. However, there is some uncertainty on when that system is going to make it here. So potential for rain chances, keeping it low. Friday and Saturday, only about a 20% chance as of now. These could go up or it could completely go down and no rain chances at all. As of now, we're looking at that high to move in if after the front comes tomorrow. That low system will be off towards the east. High pressure starts to settle in. That'll help us cool in the overnight hours, still staying relatively cool through Thursday and Friday. Then we have that second low system trying to dip down from the north, bringing in chances of another system and another strong cold front, as well as more rain chances. So what does that look like for us? We could get to freezing lows. We showed this yesterday, but today it adds a little bit more depth into the forecast. So these lows are for the next morning. So we're looking at lows into the 40s for Wednesday, 40s for Thursday morning, kind of increasing as we get to Saturday morning. And then we're dropping into those low 30s by the time we get to Sunday morning. Now, again, we have that system and we have some variability with models, so we may see these temperatures shift a little bit further to the earlier part of the week instead of the weekend, but still anticipating freezing lows at some point. So overall, what does this look like here? We have that front coming in overnight tonight, bringing us a big drop in temperatures by Wednesday, staying relatively near normal and then heating up again ahead of that front on Saturday. By Sunday, we could see a very significant drop into those 40s. However, it's something that we're going to have to watch over the next few days given that timing.